Here's why people think Beyonce and Jay-Z are worse than P. Diddy. In a recent interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored, Jaguar Wright made some surprising allegations against Beyonce and Jay-Z, revealing details about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties.
He's got everybody on tape. They all know it.
Following her claims, the couple's lawyer issued a request for her statements to be removed. However, this only sparked more curiosity, especially since a police officer known for investigating the hip-hop scene believes Jay-Z might be part of the so-called Diddy list. Hollywood seems to be on edge, as attorney Tony Busby, representing Sean Diddy Combs' accusers, has indicated that he will publicly name A-list celebrities associated with the case.
We will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates.
Reports suggest some of these stars are attempting to pay off alleged people to avoid being implicated in what could become way bigger than any Hollywood drama right now. As a result, fans have grown increasingly suspicious of Jay-Z and Beyonce. During her appearance on Piers Morgan's show, Jaguar asserted that Jay-Z and Beyonce aren't good people, connecting them to Diddy. She said not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but what his wife has done as well. She claimed they're a bad couple, they do bad things, keeping people against their will, putting people on planes without their awareness. Jaguar, a singer and songwriter who has collaborated with notable artists like Jay-Z and The Roots, has an opinion that some people might not agree with. Opinions about Jaguar are pretty mixed. Some wonder why no one has sued her if all her allegations are false. Responses vary. Some believe her claims might hold truth, making a lawsuit difficult, while others argue that she's unable to be sued because she has a lack of funds. The couple's lawyer has denied Jaguar's allegations, previously working with Tupac Shakur's family on Diddy's alleged involvement in his 1996 passing. There are rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is a step beyond, he said. He requested Piers to remove the interview, stating, "Remove that false accusation or a court's gonna order you to." Piers complied, explaining that editing interviews is not taken lightly on a show called Uncensored. Piers also addressed why he invited Jaguar on the show. He said, "In today's world, almost everyone has a platform as long as they have something others want to hear." He emphasized the importance of letting different voices be heard. In the same interview, Jaguar referred to Jay-Z as a monster who starts little fires everywhere, labeling Diddy as one of the worst people she's ever encountered.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil.
She's been sharing industry insights on her YouTube channel, Real Life Productions, for years. Jaguar isn't the only music figure to scrutinize Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship amid the Diddy drama. Rapper Lord Jamar speculated about Jay-Z's connection to Diddy, saying if he was doing ill, he was more discreet about it.
Jay-Z, if he was doing ill like that, he was more quiet about it.
He referred to Jay-Z's relationship with Beyonce as abnormal, noting that Beyonce was just 19 when she began dating then 31-year-old Jay-Z.
It's kind of abnormal when he got with Beyonce, like she was pretty young.
Jamar also mentioned Foxy Brown's past relationship with Jay-Z when she was 16 and expressed concern about Jay-Z's history with Aaliyah. He added, "I've heard a little stuff about Jay-Z." Yep. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal recently revealed that Diddy once disliked Jay-Z enough to encourage Ja Rule to confront him in the early 2000s. However, he later described a time when Diddy and Jay-Z were connected over laughter, even hosting parties together. Gene echoed Jamar's sentiments, suggesting that while Diddy is overt about his actions, Jay-Z is more discreet. The powerful figures that supported Diddy may have viewed Jay-Z as next in line. Just because Jay-Z is low-key doesn't mean he isn't involved. Former detective Derek Parker, known as the hip-hop cop, recently discussed the Diddy list, claiming that it's likely to include Jay-Z. He stated, "I would say it's alleged that he knows about the parties." Derek also mentioned other celebrities potentially linked to the list, including Ashton Kutcher, LeBron James, Chris Brown, the Kardashians, adding that Justin Bieber and Usher might as well be victims themselves. When asked about Diddy's mindset, Derek reflected that he likely felt invincible while climbing the industry ladder. He noted that Diddy's past interviews reveal a careless attitude towards his actions. Online discussions about the situation reveal a wide range of opinions. Some firmly believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce are involved, while others think that this has turned into a witch hunt, insisting that Beyonce has always been unproblematic. Personally, I have no idea about the truth of it all, only time will tell, but it's clear that many high-profile celebrities are caught up in this complex narrative, illustrating how divided opinions can be on celebrity matters. Regarding Jaguar Wright, here are some online reactions. One commenter said, "Jaguar is putting her spin on some truths, but she has bipolar or personality disorder. She isn't always coherent, but there's some truth here." Another said, "Jaguar is telling the truth. The stuff adds up." Conversely, another observer commented, Jaguar is credible. She risks her life for the truth because they want to silence her. Everything she said is slowly being revealed as the truth. One user last said, I watched a few Jaguar interviews, found her captivating, like wild reality TV. But after seeing her throw her son's ashes and rub them on her face, I asked YouTube to stop recommending her. She's not all there. Her time in the industry was brief, so I see her as a compulsive liar who craves attention. Here's the truth about Beyonce and Jay-Z's connection to P. Diddy. In a recent interview with Piers Morgan, Jaguar Wright made some serious allegations against Beyonce and Jay-Z as she exposed the details of Diddy's freak-off parties.
He's got everybody on tape. They all know it.
The couple's lawyer then sent a request to remove the statement, but it only raised more questions, especially since a cop known for investigating the hip-hop scene thinks Jay-Z might be included in the Diddy list. Hollywood is reportedly hiding as the attorney for Sean Diddy Combs' accusers, Tony Busby, made a note to say he would publicly name A-listers tied to the case.
We will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates.
Sources say some of them have started to pay off the alleged people to keep them from implicating them in the news that could be bigger than all of the Hollywood drama possible. Since then, fans have been suspicious of other celebrities like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Speaking on the Piers Morgan show, Jaguar claimed that Jay-Z and Beyonce are not good people, linking them to Diddy. Not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well, she stated. They're a bad little couple, they do bad things, keeping people against their will, putting people on planes when they're not aware. Jaguar is a singer and songwriter who has previously collaborated with Jay-Z, The Roots, and Blackalicious. Many people have different opinions about Jaguar Wright. My question is, if what she's saying is untrue, why hasn't anyone sued her? I received various responses. Some people believe it's because everything she claims is true, making a lawsuit impossible. Others suggest that she can't be sued if she lacks the funds to pay. What do you guys think? The wild allegations were slammed by the couple's lawyer, who was also hired by Tupac Shakur's family to investigate Diddy's ties to his passing in 1996. Piers complied and issued an apology. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly, said Piers. He also explained why he invited Jaguar to his show. The reality of the modern world is that pretty much everyone has a platform as long as they have something to say that other people want to hear, he argued. That's why we invited Jaguar to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. In the same interview, Jaguar referred to Jay-Z as a monster who starts little fires everywhere. She gave the same label to Diddy, who is one of the worst people she's ever met.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil.
She's been telling industry stories on her YouTube channel, Real Life Productions, for years. Jaguar isn't the only music personality to question Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship amid Diddy drama. Rapper Lord Jamar thinks Jay-Z is linked to Diddy. He said, I will say that Jay-Z, if he was doing ill like that, he was more quiet about it, he told the Art of Dialogue podcast.
Jay-Z, if he was doing ill like that, he was more quiet about it.
He then called Jay-Z's relationship with Beyonce abnormal.
It's kind of abnormal when he got with Beyonce, like she was pretty young.
Beyonce was 19 when she started dating the 31-year-old Jay-Z. Jamar added that rapper Foxy Brown also dated the Roc Nation founder when she was 16 and he was 25. Many fans are also suspicious about his past relationship with Aaliyah. In the same podcast episode, Jamar commented on Jay-Z and Diddy's friendship, saying, I feel like I've heard a rumor damn near about all of them. Have I heard a little stuff about Jay-Z? Yup.
Have I heard a little about Jay-Z? Yup.
Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal recently revealed that at one point Diddy disliked Jay-Z so much that he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z back in the early 2000s. But one time he said he and Diddy went to go see Jay-Z where the rappers connected, laughing and joking until they started giving garden parties together the next years. Gene echoed Jamar's statements about Jay-Z being more discreet than Diddy. The people in power that gave that ring to Diddy, Jay-Z was next in line, Gene told Cam Capone News. So to separate him when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky stuff, and Diddy was rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean they're not two of the same. Former Detective Derek Parker recently spoke with News Nation's The Scoop about Diddy's list, which he's convinced includes Jay-Z. Derek is known as the hip-hop cop for investigating the 90s hip-hop scene during the East Coast-West Coast rap wars. When asked if he knew Jay-Z was involved in the freak-off parties, Derek said, I would say that it's alleged that he knows. Derek then mentioned other big names that may be named on the freak-off list once it goes public, including Ashton Kutcher, who was recently accused of protecting Diddy, LeBron James, Chris Brown, the Kardashians who attended freak-off parties, Usher, and Justin Bieber. Derek noted that Justin and Usher might as well be victims. When asked what he thought the turning point for Diddy's drama was, Derek said on his way up the industry he probably thought maybe he was invincible with some of the things that he did. The hip-hop cop emphasized that Diddy's old interviews reflect on how he had no care about what he said to you or what he did to you. Host Paula Froelich added that she met people saying Diddy bragged about having the cops on his payroll. He's got cops who can sort everything out in New York, LA, Miami, but Derek said he hadn't had a connection with the rapper for years, so he couldn't confirm it, but it could be possible. When reading through online discussions, it's fascinating to see the wide range of opinions surrounding the topic. Some people are firmly convinced that Jay-Z and Beyonce are involved in some way, while others believe that the situation has devolved into a witch hunt, insisting that Beyonce is largely unproblematic. I personally have no idea about the truth of it all. Only time will reveal the reality of the situation. However, it seems that several high-profile celebrities are significantly involved, adding to the complexity of the narrative. The contrast in perspectives highlights how divided people can be on celebrity matters, often leading to intense debates. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds in the future. When it comes to Jaguar Wright, I'll read you some opinions that people have written online. One person said Jaguar is putting her spin on some truths, but she comes across as if she has a personality disorder. I've worked with such individuals. She's not always coherent with info. Believe there's some truth, but something is very off with her. Another said, Jaguar Wright is telling the truth. Definitely that stuff adds up. With another person saying Jaguar is entirely credible, she will end up giving her life for the truth because they are out to silence her. Everything she said makes sense and is slowly being revealed as truth. On the show Street Stars, she's giving just enough info for everyone to put the pieces together. The last comment I want to read you guys says, I saw a few Jaguar interviews and she had my attention just like wild reality TV content. Then I saw her throw her son's ashes and rub them on her face, and then I asked YouTube to stop recommending me this type of content. She's not all there. She was in a cult, Carbon Nation. Her son came out and said they did witchcraft on her. Her time in the industry was very short-lived. So in my opinion, she's a compulsive liar and stay connected in her own way. She's forever doing interviews, talking. I personally think she likes the attention. Beyonce and Jay-Z have recently been called out for practicing witchcraft.
That happened?
Yeah. What do you mean, that happened?
They've been called out by Kanye West. It has been speculated for years that Jay-Z and Beyonce practice witchcraft, Satanism, and black magic. So guys, Kanye West has made a lot of controversial claims and wild accusations over the years, with his reputation taking a nosedive in 2022, which led to him losing his billionaire status.
Adidas has terminated its partnership with Kanye West.
But he's currently having a comeback due to his new album, but his comments about Jay-Z and Beyonce are now coming to light. And guys, Cerise Fairfax, soul coach, who worked on Flow 93.5's morning show back in the day, was told by a musical artist that Jay-Z definitely had upside down crosses in his home. If that includes black magic, then he definitely does some strange things, and if anyone would know, Kanye would know for sure. Upside down crosses has to be the creepiest thing I've heard today. Why on earth would anybody decorate their house with this? It doesn't make sense. I think it's safe to say that a lot of weird stuff goes on in Hollywood. A lot of secrets are getting exposed. Beyonce and Jay-Z have been considered one of the most famous couples walking around. But what did they have to do to get there? We also really want to know what you guys think about this. He said that Beyonce and Jay-Z practice witchcraft, specifically black magic, to control other people in the industry.
Really, like literally, my little brother is Kanye. And like your little brother, things happen sometimes.
Toronto-based, award-winning published photographer David Schilling had words to say about this. What he had to say was, Kanye is ill. He's on mental health medication. Well, supposed to be, but doesn't take it. Well, it's not an excuse to say things that could potentially harm others. Not that Beyonce and Jay-Z are going to be affected, but what Kanye says while unmedicated should be taken with a pound of salt. So the exact quote that Kanye said at the time was, they can control Shaq, they can control Charles Barkley, they can control LeBron James, they can control Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they can't control me. Ain't no name I won't name. It's up. My mama Donda West was sacrificed. Michael Jordan, what about him? His dad, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. Kanye continued to say, out here in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. Kanye and Jay-Z have collaborated on music for years. But cracks in their relationship began to emerge publicly in 2011 when Jay-Z and Kanye released their joint album, Watch the Throne. The feud between them escalated in 2016 when Kanye publicly criticized Jay-Z during a concert, expressing grievances over their strained relationship and issues with their families. The rift deepened as Jay-Z addressed their differences in his album 444 with lyrics suggesting betrayal and disappointment. The former friends were embroiled in a legal dispute when Kanye attempted to leave Jay-Z's streaming service Tidal when they got into a disagreement over compensation. Actor and producer Kat Catatonic isn't a fan of Kanye's words. What she had to say was, Yet another example of Kanye's need for mental health supports as he grasps at straws. His professional jealousy is a really stinky cologne, and he's taking shots at anyone and everyone who is booked and busy. Additionally, their wives Beyonce and Kim Kardashian were also in their own feud, with rumors surfacing over the years. The women's supposed rivalry dates back to early 2010s, fueled by tabloid speculation and perceived competition in the entertainment industry. Beyonce and Jay-Z were invited to Kim and Kanye's wedding, but reportedly did not show up, which is a pretty sweet burn. Another source said that Kim and Kanye's obsession with fame irritated Beyonce and Jay-Z to the point that they couldn't stomach being around them. Beyonce and Jay-Z haven't responded to Kanye's claims that they practice black magic, even though the recently viral comments are catching the attention of lots of fans nearly 2 decades later. Here's the reason Beyonce stayed with Jay-Z after he cheated on her.
Jay-Z seemingly admitting that he cheated on his wife of 9 years.
People say Beyonce's album Lemonade is about how Jay-Z cheated on her.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, who's opening up on how the couple got past his cheating scandal.
Still inside me, coiled deep, was the need to know. Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me?
In an interview with the New York Times Style magazine, Jay-Z appears to have admitted that he cheated on Beyonce.
Jay-Z admitted to cheating on Beyonce in a 2017 interview with the New York Times Style magazine, saying his childhood experiences and his emotional unavailability was the reason for this.
You know, people act out in this way based on their life experiences.
Growing up and her strong connection with Jay-Z influenced Beyonce's choice to stay. She knew his cheating wasn't a sign of not loving her, but more about his emotional issues and childhood stuff.
You know, we were friends first, and that foundation is so important in a relationship.
They started going to therapy, they started talking more openly to work on their relationship and figure out why Jay did what he did. This helped them understand each other and their relationship better. It wasn't easy for Beyonce though. She had times when she doubted, she got mad, she felt sad, but her love for Jay and her belief in their relationship kept her going. She realized forgiveness wasn't about letting Jay off the hook, but about choosing to move forward together. So he was super thankful that Beyonce was understanding, and he was thankful for her support. He knew he messed up. He promised to work hard to earn back her trust and her love. Their commitment to their family and their history also played a big role in Beyonce's decision to stay. Their choice to stay together wasn't just about keeping up appearances or meeting societal expectations. It was a conscious decision based on love, understanding, and a shared desire to heal and grow. In the world of showbiz, where relationships and breakups make headlines, Jay-Z and Beyonce are a unique couple. They've been together for a long time, but there have been rumors and gossip about their relationship also for a long time. One of the most common rumors is that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce with Rihanna. This started when Rihanna's song Umbrella came out, which some people think is about Jay-Z. But both Jay-Z and Rihanna have said that they never hooked up. Another rumor is that Rita Ora was involved with Jay-Z. Rita has denied this, but there are paparazzi photos and stories that make people think otherwise. When Beyonce's Lemonade album came out, which is all about him cheating, Rita Ora posted a Snapchat selfie wearing a lemon bikini and wearing a J necklace. I don't know, guys. It's hard to know what's true and what's not, but it's clear that Jay-Z and Beyonce have been through a lot together. They've talked about their ups, their downs, and their music, and they've shown us that even celebrities can have real, lasting relationships. Their journey began in the late 1990s and has since blossomed into a partnership that has weathered both professional and personal challenges. They finally tied the knot in 2008, and since then they've stood with each other through thick and thin, including Jay-Z's infidelity. Instead of going their separate ways, as the majority of couples would do, Beyonce did not divorce her husband. Despite the public scrutiny and backlash, she continued to stay in the marriage. While we don't know exactly where they first met, we do know, as per Queen Bee's old interview with 17, that they met when she was just 18, but they didn't start dating until a year later. Despite the rapper being 12 years her senior, they hit it off from the start, and in 2002, the couple had their first music collaboration with Bonnie and Clyde, kickstarting a long journey of several music collaborations that they still continue to this day. Then in 2003 came Crazy in Love, earning them their first Grammy wins as a couple. Back in 2014, footage of Solange, Beyonce's sister, went viral for a moment of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and herself in an elevator. And many people said it was due to infidelity on Jay-Z's part. Just a few months after, rumors of her divorce started going around. However, things seemed to cool down. But then in 2016, Queen Bee released the visual album Lemonade, which was fully about infidelity. And of all the songs featured in the album, the song Sorry garnered the most attention, as it allegedly referred to the young Forever hitmaker's mistress as Becky. He took an interview with New York Times and blamed his childhood experiences for the reason for his behavior. He accepted his mistakes and his shortcomings. He said the hardest part was to see what he caused others due to his failings, and he hinted that they might have divorced but didn't, since he was willing to work on himself and go to therapy. In Jay-Z's words, he said, "For us, we chose to work for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome, to break the cycle for Black men and women. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple that happened to be celebrities. We are real people." Jay-Z said that he lacked the emotional tools needed to be in a marriage, and that he has since been working on himself and his shortcomings through therapy and his wife's support. Jay-Z also said, "For a lot of us, especially where I grew up around men in general, we don't have emotional cues from when we were young. Our emotional cue is be a man." It was my way of saying I wanted to be emotional, I wanted to be open, I wanted to have emotional tools that it takes to keep my family together. I have a beautiful wife who was understanding, who knew I'm not the worst of what I've done. We did the hard work of going to therapy. We love each other, so we really put in the work for years. Stating that he is now proud of the father and husband he's become, Jay-Z remarked that they chose to stick together and work for their family during those times. Ultimately, instead of treating their union as something perfect, the couple sees their marriage as a work in progress. Nurturing and protecting it as they grow together, their ability to embrace imperfection is remarkable, even when their approach might not suit others. As they continue to build their lives together, they're still being married and in love despite all the challenges is a powerful testament to the resilience of love. While we spilled all the tea on their past struggles and triumphs, their story is a living, breathing thing. They're constantly evolving, both as individuals and as a power couple. This isn't just celebrity gossip, it's about real people, real challenges, and the enduring power of love and commitment. It's a reminder that even the most glamorous relationships have their ups and downs. So what's next for Beyonce and Jay? Will they continue to reign as music royalty? Will their family expand? Will they face new challenges that test their bond? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, we'll be watching.
You know, it's difficult because I had to really learn how to have boundaries.
Strict rules Beyonce makes Jay-Z follow to fix their marriage. Number 1, Jay-Z discussed couples therapy on The Letterman Show. In 2018, Jay-Z candidly addressed his infidelity during an appearance on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
I have a beautiful wife who was understanding and knew that I'm not the worst of what I've done.
He provided insight into how he and Beyonce navigated through the controversy, emphasizing their commitment to couples therapy and the necessary hard work to maintain the vitality of their union. Much like you, I have a beautiful wife who was understanding and who knew I'm not the worst of what I've done.
Like, we did the hard work of going to therapy and we love each other, right? So we really put in the work.
Number 2, Jay-Z was banned from touching other women. As reported by Capital Extra, an incident involving an anonymous actress getting uncomfortably close to Jay-Z was revealed by Tiffany Haddish. Haddish, who was present at an after party following one of Jay-Z's performances, had conversations with the rapper and this unidentified woman. It was during this event that Beyonce felt the need to intervene due to the woman's infringement of her husband's personal territory. I was talking to Jay-Z for a little bit, and there was another actress that was there who was also talking to him. She touched Jay-Z's chest, and Beyonce came walking up all serious, Haddish revealed.
And there was another actress that was there. She touched Jay-Z's chest, and Beyonce came walking up like... But she didn't say that.
Haddish said Beyonce's demeanor and how she walked up, she had the attitude of, get your hands off my man's chest. Is Beyonce possessive? Number 3, no working with Rihanna. An insider exclusively told Hollywood Life Beyonce might have had a disagreement with Rihanna back in 2016, which allegedly hindered potential collaborations between Jay-Z and the fellow artist. Rihanna is a person she's suspicious of. There have been so many rumors over the years about her and Jay, it's hard to know what to believe, the source said. Jay-Z launched Rihanna to stardom by signing her to his label and features on some of her biggest hits such as Umbrella and Run This Town. So it seems Jay-Z and Rihanna can collaborate, but Beyonce may need to keep an eye on her man while they work together.
Whirling around Rihanna and Jay-Z. It's a wild twist that's got everyone talking.
This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody.
Number 4, Jay-Z had to fix his relationship with Solange. In 2014, post a Met Gala party, a dramatic incident took place in an elevator involving Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Solange. Solange attacked Jay-Z physically, prompting intervention from a security guard and Beyonce herself. According to a report by People, the altercation was provoked by a dispute between Solange and designer Rachel Roy, who is allegedly romantically involved with Jay-Z. As the evening unfolded, Jay-Z supposedly made an inappropriate comment to Beyonce, leading to Solange's outburst. Despite Solange stating that everything was fine 2 months later, Beyonce subtly referenced the elevator incident in a remix of her song Lawless.
Diamond, my diamond.
In the remix, Beyonce included a line saying, "Of course sometimes shit goes down when there's $1 billion on an elevator," which was widely interpreted as a nod to the incident. At number 5, Beyonce wanted Jay-Z to distance himself from Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. While Jay-Z and Kanye were close, it was reported Beyonce and Kim were distanced from one another. According to Radar Online, Kim called Beyonce to try and smooth things over for her and Kanye's relationship with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Beyonce and Jay-Z are known to keep their lives private, and when Kanye slammed them in public, she didn't take kindly to it. At number 6, Jay-Z had to publicly apologize for his infidelity. While it's unknown if Beyonce made Jay-Z apologize, everyone knows that on his album 444, he publicly apologized and addressed his guilt. He admitted publicly that the rumors of his infidelity were true and opened up his private life to New York Times executive director Dean Baquet. In his interview, he said, "You have to survive, you go into survival mode, and when you go into survival mode, what happens? You shut down all emotions."
Today, we're going to be talking about the real reason Jay-Z has beef with the Academy behind the Grammys.
It's great to have an award for such an icon.
Jay-Z's got 99 problems, and the Grammys probably account for half of them. Despite his status as one of the most decorated artists in Recording Academy history, with an impressive tally of 24 wins from 88 nominations, making him the rapper with the highest number of Grammy wins.
98, I took a page out of their book. I was nominated for Best Rap Album.
He has never bagged any of the big 4 awards, namely Album, Record, and Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. But being ghosted for these categories is not exactly why he's beefing with the award show now. Jay-Z has long harbored an annoyance with the Grammys, tracing back to 1999 when he first won a Golden Record Player trophy.
Jay-Z. First of all, I want to thank everybody that voted for this award.
At the time, he decided to skip out on the ceremony altogether in solidarity with DMX, who got snubbed for a nomination despite making a huge splash. The first time I boycotted the Grammys was for DMX. We both came out that year. He didn't get nominated. He had 2 #1 albums in the same year. They didn't even nominate him. I won that year for rap album, so my first Grammy win, I wasn't there. I wasn't even in the building because I boycotted it for him. There was a competitive thing, but it was big love.
No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Fast forward to 2004, Jay-Z made a Grammys comeback, but only because Beyonce was in the running. But to this day, Jay-Z still has a bone to pick with the Academy, mainly because his wife has been robbed of the Album of the Year award one too many times.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year.
The Carter's family trophy case is practically a Grammy museum in its own right, with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and even Blue Ivy collectively racking up a total of 61 Grammys. Queen Bee herself sits on top of the leaderboard with a record-breaking 32 wins. But what's especially baffling is that she's never clinched the Album of the Year, despite dropping albums that have not just topped charts but have become cultural landmarks. Can you believe Lemonade was snubbed? It had all of us, including Jay-Z, scratching our heads. And so at the 2024 Grammys, Jay-Z took the stage to receive the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award for his legacy in the music industry. But instead of recounting his career, he called out the inconsistency in Grammy voting, with his wife bearing much of the brunt. While he acknowledged that voting is obviously subjective, he pointed out that it doesn't make sense that Beyonce has lost out on Album of the Year too many times. Jay-Z's beef with a Grammy isn't confined to just award show speeches. He's taken the battle to songs, laying down his grievances in tracks like Ape Shit, in which he blasted the institution for snubbing his album despite its 8 nominations. In an interview with Tidal, he clarified he wasn't actually upset, but he did touch on the fact that the Grammys missed the opportunity. He said, "I didn't feel bad for myself because I know it's the Grammys." It's a different story when it comes to Beyonce, however, with the rapper telling the outlet that Renaissance, which he believed should have won Album of the Year, blew everyone out of the water. "Look what it's done to the culture," he said. "It has inspired the world." He went on to admit that the Grammys have turned him into a skeptic, leading him to believe that some wins might just be marketing stunts. At the end of the day, it's just an award show. As Jay-Z said at the 2024 Grammys, his fellow artists should continue doing the work they sought to do until they make it. He said, "We gotta keep showing up and forget the Grammys for a second just in life. You gotta keep showing up."
Until they call you chairman, until they call you a genius, until they call you the greatest of all time. You feel me?
Oof, I got goosebumps.
Here are some secret details about Beyonce that she hides from the public. Her connection with P. Diddy. Beyonce is currently facing online discourse over her association with P. Diddy, as he's been hit with some serious charges, as you all know. For decades, Diddy has been a central figure in pop culture, known not only for his successful music career, but also for his larger-than-life personality and infamous parties. Given his A-list status since the 1990s, he has naturally rubbed shoulders with other high-profile stars, including Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z. Jay-Z has long been part of Diddy's inner circle, and no, that's not an innuendo. And this connection has piqued the curiosity of many online sleuths. Speculation about the nature of Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship with Diddy has intensified, leading to an influx of questions on Beyonce's social media. Recently, her Instagram was flooded with comments demanding answers about her connection to Diddy.
I'm making mistakes and I'm learning from them, and I'm not afraid to make a mistake.
Users posted everything from memes and GIFs to direct accusations. One commenter bluntly asked, "How can you admire someone involved in disturbing things?" While another insisted, "We want the truth," in all caps. More superstitious social media users took things further, suggesting that Beyonce might regret her association with Diddy, especially now that his alleged acts are coming to light. One person accused her of selling her soul, stating, "Selling your soul wasn't worth it, was it? What goes up must come down." Others directed their criticism at Jay-Z, with one comment reading, "I can't wait to see Jay-Z go down for everyone he's wronged." Despite the uproar, neither Beyonce nor Jay-Z were mentioned in Diddy's recently unsealed 14-page indictment, and neither has been charged or arrested in connection with his legal troubles. Accusations of theft. In July 2023, Beyonce dropped her long-awaited 7th studio album, Renaissance, which paid tribute to the music and artists of the 70s and 80s. The album featured a mix of samples and interpolations, interpolations being altered versions of existing tracks, while samples directly copy sections of other songs without modification. One of the most talked about interpolations was Kellis's 2003 hit, Milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, "It's better than yours,"
which Beyonce used in the song Energy.
I hear you just got paid, make it rain, energy.
However, the album's release was marred by a technical glitch that led to the isolated vocals of Kellis being played without any accompanying music on streaming platforms like Tidal and Apple Music. The glitch didn't go unnoticed by Kellis, who wasn't exactly thrilled by the use of her track. She took to Instagram, specifically her chef account, to voice her displeasure, even going so far as to accuse Beyonce of theft. It's not a collaboration, it's theft. The level of disrespect and utter ignorance of all three parties involved is astounding, she added, referencing Beyonce and others who worked on the song. Family drama over her marriage. One of the most talked about incidents in Beyonce's personal life is the infamous elevator altercation that took place after the 2014 Met Gala. In leaked footage from a New York hotel elevator, Solange Knowles can be seen yelling at Jay-Z before asserting herself onto him, all while Beyonce stood by and watched. The altercation lasted several moments before a security guard stepped in to restrain Solange. Interestingly, Beyonce didn't intervene right away, allowing Solange to express her anger before finally stepping in to defuse the situation. The video sparked a media frenzy, and rumors flew about what could have prompted the situation. A source later told People that designer Rachel Roy, famously referred to as Becky with the good hair in Beyonce's song Sorry, was the instigator. Apparently, something she said earlier in the evening upset Solange, leading her to confront Jay-Z in the elevator. About 10 days after the incident, the family released a joint statement, saying that Jay-Z and Solange both took responsibility for their roles in the argument. The statement emphasized their desire to move forward as a united family. She isn't a fan of Kim Kardashian. While it may seem like every A-lister has crossed paths at some point, Beyonce and Kim Kardashian have never really hit it off. Despite being seen together at events and even having their photos taken together due to their husband's friendship, insiders claim that Beyonce has never been particularly fond of the reality star. Over the years, Kim has reportedly made efforts to bond with Beyonce, but her attempts were met with indifference. During a 2012 performance at the Made in America festival, where their husbands took the stage together, eyewitnesses noted that the two women barely acknowledged each other. The following year, Beyonce was invited to Kim's baby shower but was a no-show, fueling rumors that she was uninterested in developing a friendship. The truth between the two became more evident in 2014 2016 when Beyonce and Jay-Z skipped Kim and Kanye's highly publicized wedding. According to reports, Beyonce simply didn't want to attend. Fans have continued to speculate about the cold relationship between them, with some drawing connections to Beyonce's lyric in the song Heated from her Renaissance album. Uncle Johnny made my dress, that cheap spandex, she looks a mess. Many have interpreted the cheap spandex line as a dig at Kim's shapewear brand Skims, sparking even more rumors of an ongoing feud. One user on X, formerly known as Twitter, joked, "Kim K is quaking." Unintentional shade at the Jackson family. Back in 2008, Beyonce found herself in hot water after an interview with Elle magazine where she appeared to throw shade at the Jackson family. While discussing her own upbringing, Beyonce compared her family's dynamics to that of the Jacksons, saying, "We're African American and work together as a family, so people assume we're like the Jacksons. But I didn't have parents using me to get out of a bad situation." While the comment might have seemed innocent, it did not sit well with the Jacksons, particularly Janet Jackson. Sources close to Janet said that she was both hurt and confused by Beyonce's remarks. Janet felt Beyonce had no reason to bring up her family in such a context, especially since the two didn't really know each other. Janet was reportedly upset that Beyonce seemed to be elevating her own family while making the Jacksons sound like they were using their children. Though the water ran high for a while, nothing major came of the situation, and Beyonce was later seen attending Janet's Las Vegas show in 2019. Hypocrisy in her anti-capitalism message. Beyonce has been celebrated for her music, which often promotes empowerment, independence, and self-confidence, particularly for women and the black community. Her visuals for Lemonade were hailed for celebrating black female strength and pride, featuring powerful imagery of black women in royal attire. However, some critics have pointed out that while Beyonce preaches anti-capitalist messages in her music, she has also accumulated enormous wealth, which seems to contradict those values. For example, in the song Break My Soul from her 2022 album, Beyonce sings about quitting a job and seeking fulfillment elsewhere. One writer for The Independent criticized the song for its unrealistic message, pointing out that Beyonce, with her estimated $440 million net worth, is far removed from the struggles of the working class. The writer argued that Beyonce's advice to quit a job sounds more like a middle-class platitude than genuine solidarity with people facing financial hardships. Mystery surrounding her relationship with Jay-Z. Despite being one of the most famous couples in the world, Beyonce and Jay-Z have always kept the specifics of their relationship under wraps. The two married in 2008, but the details of when they first met and started dating have been shrouded in mystery. While it's known that they began dating in the early 2000s, recent attention has been brought to a resurfaced video from Jay-Z's 2006 birthday where Beyonce spoke about their relationship. In the video, Beyonce said that she was 20 when they first started dating, implying they'd been together for 5 years by then. However, in previous interviews, she had stated that she was only 18 when she met and 19 when they began dating, while Jay-Z was 30 at the time. This age difference has sparked renewed interest and debate online, with some questioning the dynamics of their early relationship. Her diva status. Beyonce has earned a reputation as a diva, a label that reflects both her commanding stage presence and her exacting standards. Over the years, her diva status has been both celebrated and criticized, with some fans praising her attention to detail and others pointing out her more outrageous demands. Recently, during her Renaissance tour, Beyonce made headlines for a particularly unusual request: her own personal toilet seat. According to reports, Beyonce had a special toilet seat transported with her from venue to venue, along with a custom golf cart to carry it discreetly. The item was labeled Beyonce Toilet Seats, ensuring that the superstar wouldn't have to use public restrooms while on tour. This isn't the first time her tour rider has raised eyebrows. In the past, Beyonce has been known to request specific items like alkaline water chilled to exactly 21 degrees, $900 titanium straws, and even red toilet paper.
Beyonce's dark secret finally gets exposed. One of Beyonce's biggest secrets that she's been hiding is that she forces other artists to praise her while they're on stage, and if they don't, it ends bad for them. Have you noticed that all artists are forced to thank her when they receive awards? Guys, there are videos of celebrities on stage in tears and pretty much begging to stay on her good side. Adele cried and said, "Beyonce, you are the artist of our lives," through tears. She also broke her Grammy in half to give a piece to Beyonce.
The Lemonade album was just so monumental.
Same with Lizzo. Her entire speech was in tears, thanking Beyonce and giving her full credit to what Lizzo is today. Britney Spears won a Grammy, and instead of taking her moment, she chose to talk about how beautiful and amazing Beyonce was.
She can do it all. She's a triple threat.
Lady Gaga, who was hosting, even took the mic to talk about Beyonce.
Beyonce is a beautiful soul.
It's so bizarre. Celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion and many others. There's even a theory that Kanye West saved Taylor Swift in the moment that he went on stage, took the mic and said Beyonce had one of the best albums of all time.
But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Beyonce looked thrilled when he did that, by the way. Rewatch the tape.
One of the best videos of all time.
So back to what I was saying, there's a creepy theory about Beyonce that is spreading on TikTok like wildfire, according to which the so-called Queen Bee is the biggest fear of the music industry. It all started after the arrest of Diddy, who is very close to Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z. Theories that Diddy and Jay-Z are the bad boys of music and that those who are not with them do not end well, and then began to spread on TikTok. Tupac, Biggie, Aaliyah, Brittany Murphy, Michael Jackson, and many other celebrities who passed away unexpectedly were mentioned. And then the matter went further and Beyonce's name began to be mentioned more and more often. While Aaliyah was the princess of pop, Beyonce had to be the queen of pop. If Aaliyah hadn't passed away, no one would know about Beyonce today, was a sentence that spread on social media along with old photos of Beyonce and Aaliyah together. After that, TikTok was flooded with videos in which today's biggest celebrities in the world surprisingly always thank and mention Beyonce when receiving awards at important events. A few comments said, why does everyone keep bringing up Beyonce when she loses? Should they do this? Everyone is afraid of Beyonce. At the 27 Grammy Awards, Adele won Album of the Year, with Beyonce also nominated in the same category that year. During the speech when she accepted the award, Adele said that Beyonce deserved the award for her album Lemonade. She also said that she is a person that she has admired throughout her life and a source of inspiration for many performers.
We all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that.
She broke down in tears, broke the award in half, and threw a piece of Beyonce, who was sitting in the audience. 6 years later, Beyonce again did not win a Grammy for either Song of the Year or Album of the Year categories. She was beat by Lizzo at the time, who also used her stage microphone time to thank Beyonce and praise her music through tears. When her husband Jay-Z was accepting a Grammy Award for his contribution to the music industry, he also mentioned Beyonce and the fact that she has never won a Grammy for Album of the Year, and that doesn't make sense, he said.
The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
In 2009, perhaps the strangest moment in the history of music industry occurred. At the MTV Video Music Awards, Kanye West interrupted the speech of Taylor Swift, who at the moment was receiving the award for Best Video by a Female Artist for the clip of the song You Belong With Me. As Taylor thanked the audience, Kanye took the stage, took the microphone, and declared that Beyonce should have received the award for her video Single Ladies, which sent weird vibes throughout the room. Later that night, after winning the second prize, Beyonce called on Taylor to finish her speech that Kanye interrupted. This, among other things, resulted in Taylor Swift and Kanye West's years-long feud, but theorists on TikTok are now claiming that this is how Kanye saved Taylor Swift's life. So many celebrities seem like they are scared to rub Beyonce the wrong way. I asked intuitive soul coach, writer, and YouTuber Cerise Fairfax what her feelings were on Beyonce and these weird rumors. What she had to say was, Destiny's Child was when we first saw Beyonce, and she just fit in with the other girls. But it was very soon after that Kelly Rowland started to shine. Her voice was better, her dance moves were better, and they actually had her kicked out of Destiny's Child because she was getting more of the attention than Beyonce. They gave her some dancing lessons, they gave her some singing lessons, and eventually she started to find herself. There's a lot of rumors spreading about Aaliyah and Aaliyah's passing. Allegedly, there have been some rumors about Jay-Z being involved. We don't know, of course, it's only alleged, but Damon Dash, who was Aaliyah's boyfriend at the time and Jay-Z's ex-partner at the time, will say for sure that something deceitful went down. Before getting on the plane, Aaliyah contacted Damon Dash and said, I don't feel comfortable getting on this plane, my intuition is telling me not to get on. He told her don't get on, but she said, you know I have to. She got on the plane and she passed away. The rest was history. Her songs to this day are amazing and she still outclasses Beyonce. There have been a lot of people who mess with Jay-Z, and it is said that Beyonce ended most of their careers. Diddy is going down, but he won't have to tell on anyone because the videos will tell everything. Jay-Z has been wanted for a while, and the Beehive is going to see that Beyonce and Jay-Z are somewhat of a dirty little couple. The world is going to see them for what they truly are. I don't think that they can coax the officials and the authorities into hiding their information. No amount of money is going to pay for the cleansing of the music industry. So that was Cerise Fairfax. You can follow her on YouTube or you can follow her on Instagram. Jay-Z, Diddy, and Beyonce share a long relationship based on personal and professional connections in the music industry. Jay-Z and Diddy have been friends since the early 1990s when they both rose to fame coming from similar backgrounds in New York. Their friendship spans decades and includes numerous musical collaborations and business ventures. In 1997, they collaborated on Diddy's debut album, and since then, they supported each other in public, appearing together at various events, such as Diddy's lavish 50th birthday bash in 2019. In 2003, Beyonce and Diddy recorded the song Summertime together. Although there is currently no evidence that Jay-Z and Beyonce are directly involved in the alleged cases against Diddy, there have been rumors that the situation has caused strain in their marriage. In a series of Instagram story posts recently, Foxy Brown attempted to debunk rumors that she and Jay-Z had a relationship when she was underage. Foxy initially posted and addressed a screenshot of a tweet alleging that Jay-Z made her sign an NDA, among other things, calling it fake news. She then posted a screenshot of a YouTube video saying she's breaking her silence about Jay-Z and references one of her IG stories where she tells someone, "My story will shock you to your core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity or I would have passed away," in response to a fan giving her positive words. The rumors about their relationship started when Nas mentioned their alleged relationship on 2001's diss song Ether. The rumors have ramped up on social media since Diddy was arrested.
The 2024 Grammy Awards! Jay-Z got an interesting version of the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award.
It's great to have an award for such an icon.
During his speech, Jay-Z called out the Recording Academy for never giving his wife Beyonce Album of the Year despite her being the winningest artist in Grammy history. He said, "I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year," Jay-Z said. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Award.
So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that.
The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. His music journey kick-started with Reasonable Doubt back in '96 has been nothing short of legendary.
I'm making short-term goals when the weather falls. Just put away the leathers and put ice on the gold.
With a back catalog boasting The Blueprint, American Gangster, 444, and his latest drop, Hove Did.
Hove did. Please Lord forgive me for what the stove did.
Jay-Z's more than a music mogul. He's a philanthropic force recognized by the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. Jay-Z has been nominated for 88 competitive Grammy Awards, winning 24 of them. 6 of his nominations have been for Album of the Year.
Just keep showing up until they give you all those accolades you feel you deserve.
Beyonce has also been nominated for 88 competitive Grammy Awards, winning 33 of them. And like her husband, Beyonce has been nominated 6 times for Album of the Year. Famously in 2017, Album of the Year victor Adele said that Beyonce should have won the award for Lemonade. Dr. Dre was presented with the inaugural Dr. Dre Global Impact Award at the 2023 Grammys, and the version of the award that Carey and Kravis won recognizes Black music artists whose dedication to the art form has greatly influenced the industry and whose legacy of service inspires countless individuals worldwide, celebrating those who, through leadership and passion, empower others to embrace their authentic selves and contribute to positive change, according to the Recording Academy. The Carters did make a grand entrance when they entered the Grammys with none other than Jay-Z scooping up the prestigious award. You could feel the vibes as he took the stage alongside his 12-year-old daughter, no longer sippy cup reliant Grammy winner daughter, Blue Ivy Carter. Blue Ivy's already following in the footsteps of her iconic parents with a Grammy to her name for her role in the stunning Brown Skin Girl music video.
Brown skin girl, your skin just like pearls.
On Thursday, February 1st, the Recording Academy and the Black Music Collective presented Mariah Carey and Lenny Kravitz with Global Impact Awards at a LA event. Now back to Jay-Z's speech, because I just can't get over it. His candid moment resonated with the audience and sparked a wave of whispers across the room. By pointing out this bewildering dissonance in Grammy history, he brought attention to the underlying issue of recognition within the industry, lending his voice to the ongoing conversation about the award's relevance and the acknowledgement of true artistic merit. Jay-Z's words, measured yet stirring, served as a reality check and a subtle call for reform amidst the glamour of Grammy night.
People are saying Beyonce got rich off of her connections to Diddy, and the Beehive is wondering too. Beyonce is one of the biggest female artists of any generation, right next to Madonna.
A great job, and she tackled something that a lot of women have had to go through.
Naturally, people are wondering how she got rich to see if they can replicate it somehow. Can't copy Blue though. This is how Beyonce really got rich. Diddy might have given her tips. So here's the thing, both Diddy and Beyonce are absolute powerhouses in the industry, but they've each mastered a different lane. Diddy's known as a business mogul. He's got his fingers in music, fashion, remember Sean John, Ciroc vodka.
I figure I could put it in my vanilla ice cream if I want.
TV and even water. Hello, Aqua Hydrate.
Today is Aqua Hydrate Day. I'm here with my partner, Mark Wahlberg.
Meanwhile, Beyonce's the queen of brand building, music royalties, and epic tours.
Superdome.
Knowing Diddy, he probably gave her insider tips on merchandise as a major hustle, leveraging brand partnerships and investments in lifestyle brands.
Adidas has signed a new creative partner. It's Beyonce.
The multi-layered deal will see Beyonce developing new signature footwear and apparel with Adidas.
Beyonce and Sean Diddy Combs have shared a professional relationship over the years, primarily through their mutual connections in the music industry. In 2003, they collaborated on the track Summertime, which, despite not being included in Beyonce's debut solo album, Dangerously in Love, found success as a standalone release.
Now it's been a year and we're closer.
Their interactions have often been in the context of industry events and mutual acquaintances. For example, both attended the premiere of the biopic Notorious in 2009, which Diddy produced. Additionally, Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z have been present at various gatherings hosted by Diddy, including his 50th birthday celebration in 2019. While they have maintained a cordial professional relationship, there is no substantial evidence to suggest a deep personal friendship between Beyonce and Diddy. Their interactions appear to be primarily within the professional realm, centered around music collaborations and industry events. When it comes to Beyonce, the first thing that comes to mind is probably her chart-topping hits, mind-blowing performances, and that effortless air of regality.
Boy, don't even try to touch this. Boy, this beat is crazy.
But did you know that Queen Bee is just as much as a mogul as she is musician? With a jaw-dropping net worth of $760 million as of 2024, Beyonce has crafted a legacy not just as an artist, but as an entrepreneur, cultural icon, and savvy businesswoman. So how exactly did she amass all this wealth? Let's dive into the world of Beyonce Giselle Knowles-Carter and uncover the secrets to her financial empire. The early days. Every empire has a foundation, and for Beyonce, that foundation was Destiny's Child. In the late 90s, Destiny's Child burst onto the scene, becoming one of the most successful girl groups of all time. With anthems like Say My Name and Survivor, the group didn't just dominate the charts, they became a cultural force. And while the group's success brought Beyonce fame, it also introduced her to the business side of music. Under the management of her father, Matthew Knowles, Beyonce quickly learned the ins and outs of the industry. From marketing strategies to tour production, her time with Destiny's Child was a crash course in creating a sustaining brand. That early exposure would prove invaluable as she embarked on her solo journey. Going solo. In 2003, Beyonce released her debut solo album, Dangerously in Love. It wasn't just a hit, it was a statement. With tracks like Crazy in Love and Baby Boy, the album cemented her as a solo artist and brought in a wave of accolades, including 5 Grammy Awards. But what set Beyonce apart wasn't just her voice. It was her ability to connect with her audience and make every performance feel larger than life. By this time, Beyonce wasn't just a singer, she was a brand and she knew it. Every album, every tour, and every public appearance became a carefully crafted piece of the Beyonce puzzle. Her relentless work ethic meant she wasn't just chasing success, she was shaping it on her own terms. Dipping into Hollywood. As her music career skyrocketed, Beyonce started exploring other avenues. Hollywood came a-calling and she answered with standout performances in films like Dreamgirls, Cadillac Records, and even the live-action remake of The Lion King. While acting may not have been her primary focus, these roles added layers to her public persona and of course her income. Her appearance in Dreamgirls reportedly earned her $12.5 million, not too shabby for someone moonlighting as an actress. But more importantly, it showed showed that Beyonce wasn't afraid to diversify her skill set and step into new industries. Building Parkwood Entertainment. The real game changer came in 2008 when Beyonce founded Parkwood Entertainment. This wasn't just a vanity project, it was a powerhouse. Parkwood became the central hub for all things Beyonce, handling music production, film projects, and even fashion ventures. By taking control of her career, Beyonce ensured that she not only had creative freedom, but also a bigger slice of the financial pie. Take her visual album projects, for example. Albums like Lemonade and Black is King weren't just music releases, they were multimedia experiences. And because Beyonce owns the rights to her work, those projects continue to generate revenue long after their initial release. Ivy Park and fashion. When Beyonce launched Ivy Park, her athleisure line, it was a match made in heaven. Beyonce's style has always been aspirational, so it was no surprise that fans flocked to buy pieces from the collection. Originally a partnership with Topshop, Beyonce later took full ownership of the brand, proving once again that she's all about control and ownership. The partnership with Adidas in 2019 took Ivy Park to new heights. Limited edition drops sold out in minutes, and the brand became synonymous with high fashion meets streetwear. While Ivy Park might not rival the likes of Nike or Adidas in terms of scale, its exclusivity keeps it in high demand, and Beyonce firmly in the fashion game. Tours that shatter records. Let's talk about touring, shall we? Because when Beyonce goes on tour, she doesn't just perform, she dominates. Her Formation World Tour in 2016 grossed over $250 million, and her most recent Renaissance World Tour brought in a staggering $579 million. That's the kind of money that not only cements her status as a global superstar, but also adds massive chunks to her net worth. Beyonce's tours are more than concerts, they're events. With jaw-dropping visuals, intricate choreography, and unmatched production value, fans know they're getting a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and Beyonce knows how to turn that demand into dollars. Netflix deals and strategic moves. Another major win for Beyonce was her $60 million deal with Netflix. This partnership included Homecoming, a documentary that gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at her historic Coachella performance. The documentary didn't just rake in views, it solidified Beyonce's reputation as an artist who can merge art and business seamlessly. The Netflix deal is a perfect example of Beyonce's strategy. Every move she makes is calculated to maximize both her artistic impact and her financial returns. It's not just about the paycheck, people, it's about creating a legacy. Philanthropy and giving back. Even with all her wealth, Beyonce hasn't forgotten to give back. Through her Be Good Foundation,
Bonjour. Access to healthcare in Haiti is very difficult.
she supported causes ranging from disaster relief to scholarships for underprivileged students. Whether it's donating to food banks or funding small businesses in 2020, Beyonce has consistently used her platform to make a difference. Her philanthropic efforts aren't just acts of charity, they're part of her larger mission to uplift and empower. And in true Beyonce fashion, she does it all with grace and humility. The power couple. Of course, we can't talk about Beyonce's wealth without mentioning her partnership with Jay-Z. Together, they're worth an eye-popping $3 billion, making them one of the wealthiest couples in the world. But what's impressive is how they've supported each other's individual empires. From joint tours to collaborative albums, Beyonce and Jay-Z have mastered the art of merging love and business, even through that one time. Just forget about that one time. And while their combined wealth is staggering, it's clear that Beyonce's fortune is a testament to her own hard work and vision. At the end of the day, Beyonce's story is about more than money. It's about creating a legacy. From her early days in Destiny's Child to her reign as a global icon, Beyonce has shown the world what it means to dream big and work even harder. Her wealth isn't just a number, it's a reflection of her impact, her artistry, and her unwavering determination. As she continues to break barriers and redefine what it means to be a modern-day mogul, she's just beginning. Queen Bee is perhaps one of the most well-known women in the music industry. But as it turns out, fame doesn't always come with adoration. These are some celebs who just cannot stand Beyonce. Lily Allen. On Lily Allen's Miss Me podcast in April 2024, she stated that Beyonce's apparent abrupt move into country music was quite calculated to her. According to Allen, the real driving force behind Beyonce's career switch was a bit about challenging these institutions that have thus far rejected Beyonce as the icon and institution she is herself. Lily used this incident to support her claims. She said that Beyonce had worn a cowboy hat to the Grammy Awards, where she witnessed her husband, Jay-Z, criticize the Recording Academy for never having given her Album of the Year during her illustrious career. Additionally, Allen wasn't a big fan of Beyonce's rendition of Dolly Parton's hit song Jolene, which was featured on Cowboy Carter.
You do you, Beyonce, and she literally is doing her. Or is she doing Dolly?
Lily was perplexed as to why Beyonce, instead of pursuing her own distinct route, opted to perform one of the genre's most popular songs. Moreover, the outspoken British comedian quipped that she didn't really see anyone competing for Jay-Z, so she didn't really need to sing Jolene. Needless to say, social media users strongly objected to Allen's comments. Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks wasn't immediately enamored with Beyonce's Cowboy Carter concept. The rapper claimed on her Instagram stories that there was nothing country about it shortly after releasing Texas Hold'em, according to Music News. She also forewarned Beyonce, saying, "You're inviting more mockery into your life. Country music has a theatrical quality to it. The critics won't just put up with Jay-Z's bullying and unsightly blonde wig. It should come as no surprise that the record failed to alter her perception of the Grammy winner." Following the release of Cowboy Carter, Banks shared on Instagram stories once more how much she enjoyed the album and wished it had been shorter. Like Lily Allen, the rapper was likewise perplexed as to why Beyonce covered Jolene for her spouse, believing that no one would desire to snatch him away. Banks felt the same way about Beyonce's enormous 2016 release of Lemonade. She went after the hugely popular album on X, which was once known as Twitter, as Billboard reported at the time. She said, "Don't think for a second that Beyonce was intelligent enough to come up with any of those ideas on her own." In a different tweet, Banks reiterated her divisive viewpoint, writing, "She takes food out of darker-skinned women's mouths and pretends to be inspired." She added that Beyonce didn't embrace her African-American heritage until it started to become a trend that she could capitalize on. Kid Rock. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone, Kid Rock acknowledged that he was perplexed by Beyonce's popularity. "Beyonce, to me, doesn't have a Purple Rain, but she's the biggest thing on earth," the country star raged. He was unable to comprehend that she could have a successful career without a hit song like Old Time Rock and Roll or Sweet Home Alabama, which Rock famously sampled himself. Beyonce has undoubtedly had a good number of hits that have reached the top of the charts, such as Crazy in Love, Irreplaceable, and Single Ladies, so I'm not sure what he's talking about. Piers Morgan and Wendy Williams. In a 2016 Daily Mail piece, Piers Morgan criticized Beyonce for straying into politics with her popular visual album Lemonade. When he got down to speak with Beyonce for CNN in 2018, the journalist said that she had left a fantastic impression on him. Morgan recalls Beyonce telling him that she was happy that people didn't overvalue her race and instead recognized her abilities for what they were. The talk show host, however, believed that Beyonce had made a whole 180-degree turn for Lemonade, purportedly choosing to prioritize her political beliefs over her musical career. Morgan asserted that he felt very uneasy watching these women being used in this way to sell an album, even if his heart went out to all the African Americans who had experienced problems with police. Notably, Wendy Williams made fun of Beyonce during an episode of her talk show of the same name, so Morgan isn't the only celebrity who doesn't like Beyonce. As they talked about Beyonce's 2013 documentary Life is But a Dream, Williams said she loved the artist and would be watching. Then she said, "Fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says." Williams continued, "You know, Beyonce can't talk. Beyonce sounds like she has a 5th grade education." Yeesh. Keshia Cole. After Beyonce released Bow Down / I Been On, also known as Flawless, in 2013, Keshia Cole became irate with Beyonce. The lyrics of the empowerment song talked about how her career had reached heights that many young women could only imagine. The line didn't sit well with Cole, as Billboard noted at the time. Cole tweeted, "Can't stand when people being all self-righteous when it's convenient, it makes them look good." The vocalist brought up the irony that Beyonce, who had always championed female unity, seemed to be calling herself superior in the song. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and we hope you have a great day. Peace.